Welcome everyone to another video of Fernandez Finds Adventure. And in today's video, we'll be looking at installing UHF radio into my Nissan Navara. I wanted to jump in quickly before we start and just say that this was shot about 3 months ago. So the camera work on it isn't as good as it has been in most recent videos, but the content and the steps and documenting the steps were really good, and it's pretty much a complete guide to installing a UHF radio. So I was considering not putting it up on my channel because I know it's not going to be as good as my more recent videos. However, the content is, I think, valuable, and I think it will help a lot of people that are trying to do the same install. So if you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing, and apart from that, let's get into today's video. G'day everyone, Mark Fernandez here with another video, and today we're going to be installing a UHF radio that I recently picked up. And you're probably wondering two things. Why do I look tired? Well, you can thank my dog Ginger for that. She woke me up far too early this morning. And the second thing is, you're probably wondering, oh wow, you actually know how to install a UHF radio? I don't. So we're going to figure it out together, and join me for this little ride that we're going to go on to try and install this UHF radio. Now, the UHF radio looks something a little like this. The plan is we're going to set it all out along the carport. I'm a very visual person, so I'm just going to set it all out now, exactly find out what I need exactly, and yeah, we'll just kind of go from there and take it from there. Alrighty guys, so we've got everything pretty well laid out from what you could probably tell from the little montage that I had going there. So let me just show you how I've laid it out. So I've got the actual head unit. So I like to make sure that everything is going to be exactly set out how it would be in the car. So very visual person. So let's just go through this to make sure we're on the right track. So we've got to start with, I'll just flip you guys around here. So to start with, we've got the actual unit itself going to the power cable, which we'll be plugging in the back. Then we've got the fuse, and it is pre-fused, this wire, so I didn't have to do that. And we keep going up the wire, and it's not a very long wire. So I'm going to have to buy some to extend that for sure. And then that will then lead to the battery. So I'm going to have to put some little like ring terminals on there. So that's going to be a job as well. And then we come to the front here where we're going to be mounting our antenna. And I've just put the things that will be going on afterwards. I've put them off to the side here just so that it's not getting in the way of the install, because this stuff can be done afterwards. So we've got just the mounting point for the actual handset talking part, and we've got the different whips to go on, and then just some instructions as well over there. So that's basically going to be it for now. So I'm just going to make a little bit of a list of the things that I need. I'll need some extra wire to extend the power cable, and I will need some ring terminals, and I'll also get some conduit as well, just to wrap around. I've already got some heat shrink, so I don't need to get that. So that's going to be the next job, is to go out and get some gear, and then I'll come back and we will see if we can get a start on installing all this stuff. Alright guys, so the last time I picked up the camera, I set out all the things and made a bit of a list of what I needed. So just before I went and picked up some of the things I needed, I just thought I would just set everything out in the car so that I at least know how much wiring I need and stuff like that. So I set about the task of trying to find an access point into the cabin through the firewall, and that's taken me down a rabbit hole. So that was like 45 minutes of trying to figure that out, but I think I've made some progress. So let me show you guys where I'm at the moment. So what I've done is I have put, and I'll just turn you guys around so you can see. So the first thing that I've done is I've just got some wire, and I have put that through the a grommet that I found, and I'll see if I can just get that on camera for you guys, and you'll see that I've made a little bit of a hole in that grommet, which I'll fill later, and that's where I'm going to pull the wires up through that go into the actual GME unit. So at the moment, that's where I'm at. I'll show you guys what it looks like in the cabin. So go across to here, you can see I've got the wires here, okay, and then in here I have got just the wire poking through, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit tighter. So I'm just going to twist these around, attach this, okay, to those and pull it through basically, and hopefully we'll have these wires in the engine bay in no time. And as you guys can see, that has worked quite the treat. So plan is obviously I can't reach. If the battery was here, that would be good, but unfortunately it's on the other side over there. So I'm gonna have to run this cable probably through the back there, try to keep it away from anything hot, and then we should be able to just put some little ring terminals on the end of them and get it all sorted and plug it all in. So that's that first part done. So I might get the antenna wired in now, I reckon. So yeah, I might do that now actually. So guys, I'm just going to go out and get some of the things I need, but before I do that, I might just mount everything up. So I've got the antenna all good to go, and I have done a bit of a soft mount of everything. Cable ties haven't been cut, things like that. So I just want to make sure everything's in the right position first. So the next thing we'll have to do is I'm just going to do mounting of the actual unit itself. And I'm thinking the best way to do this, and it's a good thing that I was thinking before I ran ahead and started drilling holes, measure twice, cut once. So I was thinking something like, I'll just turn you guys around here. So I was thinking something like this. However, while that would be good because the speaker will be facing out, the antenna cables won't have enough room down there to be able to actually reach, and I don't want to bend that cable either. So what I'm thinking is I'm thinking of putting it on the side, something like this, so that it can get the cables and I can easily tuck them around the side. And I still have access to all the knobs, and also the speaker will be facing out. So I reckon that's going to be the way to do it, and it's out of the way as well. I'm not going to hit my knee on it or anything like that. So I reckon that's going to be the way to go. I'll get that installed now, and I'll check in with you guys probably after I've gone to the shops and gotten some things. Alrighty guys, so just went out shopping and got a few things, so let me show you what I got. So here we have our corrugated tubing, so our conduit as we call it. We've also got some silicone just to make sure that we plug up that grommet really good after cutting a hole in it so we don't get any water into the cabin. And we've also got some red wire and some black wire. Also picked up some terminals as well, because the wire that we were supplied with was not long enough to reach from one side of the engine bay to the other. So we need to go ahead and do that now. So I will extend that now, crimp the terminals on the end, and then we should be about done. Last thing I will do is probably just put the corrugated tubing on the parts where it's looking very vulnerable. So that's kind of the last thing that I will do, and we're almost there, guys. Alrighty guys, after a big day of working on the ute, we have got there, we're done. So I'll show you guys the setup now, starting from the outside. And as I can sure you've seen a lot of the stuff I've been doing anyway, but I'll just go over it one more time, and I'll just get my light to show you guys as well, so you can see exactly what is going on. So I will start from just where it comes through the firewall here, and I'll just have to do a little bit of zooming, guys, just to make sure you guys can see. So down there you can see that I have siliconed all that area up there, so it there's no water going to get through there after the hole that I made for the wires to come through. So following the wires, we're just going to have a look now. So we've got the aerial wire comes through here. I've attached it over here, keeps coming through. I've cable tied it to another cable that's got conduit around it, keeps going through, and then over towards the headlight. Now what I did here, sorry for the shoddy camera work guys, but what I've done here is that I routed it through the actual headlight area. So you'll see that comes through just their headlight little exit there, and I have put some conduit around just where it will be rubbing up against some metal. So I'll keep an eye on that to make sure it stays where it should. And then I have put the wire as well going underneath the headlight instead of going through the grill, because if we need to take the grill off for anything like servicing, or we need to take something off, whatever it is, I don't want to have to pull the coaxial cable or the antenna cable all the way from the cab through and out just to be able to get it through this grill. So the whole point is that if I route it down, I'll never have to remove it unless I get a new one or something happens to this one. I'll be able to replace it then. So just kind of gives you maybe a little idea if you haven't thought of that one. Now having a look at the power wire, I've ran it all through the conduit here and attached it to another accessory that was attached. So that's going to go all the way to the left side of the engine bay, kept it all the way out of anywhere that's hot. And I ran the engine as well for a little bit on my trip to get the correct ring terminal. And when I came back, I touched the pipes to see what was and what wasn't hot. These pipes weren't hot, so it makes sense to attach it to those. So little tip for you as well. And just lots of cable ties, neatening it all up, and then down to here, and then I have got the ring terminals here as well. Okay, now to the inside of the vehicle. So let's go around here and have a look. So starting on this side, I'll go around the other side in a second as well. Starting on this side, we've got the unit itself. An advantage of wiring it the way that I have wired it today is that we can actually use this with the engine off. And these units draw very little power, so you could probably leave it on all night and not really have any worries. And yeah, so that is an advantage as well, as opposed to plumbing it to the accessories where you have to turn on the accessories, have to turn on the key to actually use it. So that is an advantage of plumbing it into the starter battery. Of course, if you have an auxiliary battery, that might be worthwhile you putting it onto that instead. We've got the GME hand unit there, the handheld unit, so we just take that out there, use it, and that's a spot that I chose. I didn't choose to use the backing plate. I'm just experimenting at the moment with this placement. I like this place here because I can tuck all the wires in when I'm not using it and I'm just using it for my daily driver. I can just tuck all the wires in there and you won't even see it. So it's a nice clean setup like that, and it kind of stays out of the way, and I left it just for you guys. Let me see if I can get a nice shot of this for you. Here we go. This is just for you guys. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. All right. And then, so we've got all the wiring actually has come out the back here. Okay, nice clean setup.
and I ran it through the center console area. So I was able to take all this off here, as you would have seen in the videos, hopefully. I'm not sure if I got to show you that or not. And but basically I just ran it through this center console bit, and I've tucked it all up. So I'm just going to run around the other side now, just for the last little bit here. And yeah, but overall it's looking pretty good, guys. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. Okay, so if we down here, which is where I spent a lot of my time. So down here, let's see if I can get this on camera for you guys. So I got the wires all routed through here, through the center console, and then just tucked them all up to here. Now, one thing that I did was I didn't wind up the coaxial cable for the antenna. I didn't wind it up in a circle, because I've read that that can cause a feedback loop. So I didn't want that. So I wrapped it up in a figure of 8, and then I put a cable tie in the middle of it to keep it in the figure of 8. And I've just gone ahead and tucked it up at the top here, the footwell. Okay, so not sure if you'll be able to see that on camera or not, but I've kind of tucked it all up there behind the carpet. Okay, and then that will lead up to the engine firewall, and we've already covered all that. So that pretty much covers it, guys. I'm pretty happy with the unit. Let me just get into a better position here. I'm pretty happy with the unit, guys. It looks good. I'm not in an area where I'm going to pick up any of the reception anyway, but once I'm out on the highway, I'll see if I can pick up some channels and see how clear it is, and I might leave a comment down on this video, just to make sure that you guys got an update on whether or not it's actually picking up other channels or not. But turns on, it was scanning, was doing all those things, so I'm pretty happy with how it's all turned out. For me, that was pretty much a whole day job, because I had to keep going out and getting things, and of course, if you have, if you've watched this video and you've got all the stuff at the very beginning, this would take you a lot less time. So hopefully this will save you guys some time, and give you some confidence that you can do it as well. I was actually pretty surprised that I did it. I don't know if I was able to do it or not. I wasn't sure, but there we go. So I did it. So pretty happy with myself. And so let's have a look at the next project and see what we can do the next time. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, or it helped you out a little bit, just give it a subscribe or a like and all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.